Alright, on this video we're talking about everything I took with me to British Columbia on my elk hunt this past September. I'm going to go through all these items on the table. There's also some in the bag that were obviously mentionable things, but not necessarily anything I fit on the table. For the pants, I went with the Sitka Timberline pants. These pants are, I think they're absolutely amazing for a number of reasons. They are kind of marketed as the later season pant, although again, I wore these year round. I wore them in the spring, I wore them in the fall, and I wore them in the winter. Now I will say, they don't have any kind of serious lining to them to keep you warm, so I did find that even with the base layer on and these in the wintertime, you will, if the temperature dips too much, like I was at a tree stand at -10 and I was starting to feel it. So I did put on a pair of, another pair of pants that had like a fleece lining to it, and then put these over top, and I was just fine at that point. So certain temperatures, when they do drop, you will need to get something to put either instead of these or something to wear under these that's stronger than just your base layer. For the future, I'm hoping to pick up the Traverse bibs because they have the Berber fleece lining, which will help with keeping me warm in the wintertime. But these are fantastic. Again, I did a breakdown of all the features of these pants as well. If you want to watch that, check out that video. They do have knee pads, foam knee pads, which are great when you got to get down. You got to get down and either crawl around or try and make yourself small. They're great to keep the low impact on your knees. Just an all-around fantastic pant. Now I can also say this buckle that you do up at the front here is stitched 3 times, and I will say, wearing multiple layers underneath these pants, which technically they're not really designed to do, I will say I stressed this buckle out a bit, to be completely honest, and it didn't fail at all. When I was putting on that thicker pair of pants and then these over top, I was like, I am going to completely destroy this buckle, and it's either going to rip completely free from the pants or I'm going to have an issue, and I didn't. Very strong, solid, well constructed. I love these pants. Again, another thing I would buy over and over and over again. They're so soft and quiet. They're just an incredible pair of pants. So definitely Sitka Timberline pants for the win. My son was wearing the mountain pants, which he really liked. They did not, so this has the reinforced knees, reinforced and waterproof knees and seat, which was great because I could just sit down anywhere and not worry about having any wet surface kind of penetrate through here and make me uncomfortable. The mountain pants don't have that, so that's just something to think about, whether you care about that or not. So again, awesome pair of pants. Wear these over and over and over again. On the top, so again, I had the Merino Paradox base layer, and then I had the Sitka Core lightweight hoodie. This thing is great. It almost, when you put it on for the first time, you almost feel like, why did I buy this? It's so thin, it's not going to do anything. It really does. It's part of the layering system. Again, it helps keep moisture away from your body. It's very soft, it's very quiet, it's got a built-in face mask. A lot of the times other layers would also have face masks. I would just use this hood, this face mask, and then the other hoods if I needed them. But this is amazing, especially in the spring. Like for spring bear, I'll go in, it'll be cold in the morning, but then you'll get in and it'll get hot throughout the day, and then it'll get cold again in the evening. So I would wear this and the next layer, which is the Core Midweight Zip Tee. This is probably one of my, when I'm putting these on, this is my favorite layer. It's got this grid fleece that is so comfortable to wear. I don't know how to describe it. It's like getting the best hug you've ever had and having it last all day long. So this over top of the Core Lightweight hoodie was a great mix. Doesn't have a hood. It's just got the little bit of a neck to it, long sleeves again. So I would wear this in, take this off for Spring Bear, and then put it back on when I was walking out. It was great. Perfect layer. Did really good things for me in BC, kept me warm. And over top of that, when it got really cold, I go to the Sitka Traverse hoodie. Now this thing is wicked because, again, quiet, soft material. The inside is Berber fleece. So warm, so comfortable, it's amazing. I've worn this again in the stand. All these layers with this and the jacket that I'm going to talk about next in the stand in the wintertime, and I've been fine. Perfectly fine with all these layers on. Again, I'd like to get the matching Traverse bibs because they will also have this Berber fleece in the legs, which will keep me warm all the way through for those winter seasons. There's also the Fanatic line, which is the winter line to look at, but definitely an awesome layer. Something to think about if you're thinking about different systems. Sitka does have a lot of different types of garments that you can wear and layer and put on top of each other, so you can't go wrong with this setup. It's been perfect for me. And then of course my absolute favorite is this Jetstream jacket, DWR coated. So is the Traverse hoodie, DWR coated, so it will keep some water out. Again, if it's completely downpouring for hours, I'd go to the rain gear, but if you're going to be, in a little bit of snow, a little bit of rain, you're fine with the DWR coated stuff. I've been in tree stands when it's been raining, I've been fine. Walking to and from, I've been fine. Didn't penetrate at all. Now again, if it's going to be teeming down rain, you're going to want to switch to your rain gear. This jacket's wicked. The inside is lined with a fleece, and it's also got all of the seams are taped to keep the wind out. So awesome, this jacket. I love it, I love it, I love it. It's got a great hood on it with a wicked peak. It'll go over and cover the tip of your hat if you're wearing a hat like this. It's just very, very well thought out, very, very comfortable, very functional stuff, and it works incredibly well as a layering system. I know it's expensive, but from my experience with it, it's been absolutely incredible in the field. And I will tell you a story. This clothing saved me. When I was in the mountains of BC hunting elk, the temperature dropped from 17 degrees Celsius during the day to 0 at night. And what happened was we moved camp from the base of the mountain up the mountain to a great spot. We set up, had some food, found some elk sign, went to bed, and I wasn't wearing all of my clothing system. I only had some lighter layers on. I got into my sleeping bag, which I've had this sleeping bag for so long I can't even tell what kind of rating it is, but it's a synthetic bag and it's always kept me warm. I've had no issues with it. I woke up in the middle of the night and it was about 0, maybe even -1, and I was shivering. And I thought to myself, you idiot, what are you doing? You should have known better. You should have gone to bed with all of your layers on. And I kind of had like a Force Ghost moment, like in Star Wars, not to nerd out, but I heard John Barklow in my head just be like, rewarm yourself, do what I told you. And he's done videos about getting your temperature back up when you're cold and using this clothing to do it, and that's exactly what I did. I got out of the sleeping bag, I put every single layer that I had on. I had a Helly Hansen toque that I put on. And I also had the Traverse gloves, which are in here, which are an awesome warm glove, again lined with fleece. Wicked, keep you warm. They're still thin enough that you can shoot your bow with it, and you can really use your fingers well. You can also use devices with screens if you need to. These are amazing. I'd buy these again and again and again. I put all this stuff on, got back in my sleeping bag, and I started to feel my temperature going back up. And that is a true story. So I swear by this stuff now. I also had a time in the fall when I was, or in the spring when I was putting my dock in at my cottage. I had waders on, and I had this stuff with me because I was doing some scouting, and I got into the water and the waders, I got a little bit too deep. Water went in. I had a synthetic shirt on, t-shirt on, and synthetic underwear. Everything got wet. I got out of the water. I took the waders off and knew how this functional Sitka gear works. I put my base layer on. I put my Timberline pants on. I put all of these layers on. I put the Core Lightweight hoodie and the lightweight zip tee on, and I put the Jetstream jacket on, and I drove home in my truck. I was wet. My shirt was soaking wet. My underwear was soaking wet. I put this stuff on, and I left. And the drive was about 2 hours to my house. And when I got home, my shirt, my synthetic t-shirt underneath, all of this was completely dry, and my underwear was completely dry. So this stuff does work. It does wick moisture away from your body. It does dry things out that are synthetic very, very, very well. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, please feel free to reach out. I'll answer any questions you may have to the best of my ability, and if I can help find you the answer, then I will. A lot of this stuff I did a lot of research on before I bought it, so I highly recommend you look into the things that you want to buy before you buy them. YouTube can be a great place for that, but you also got to be careful. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I bought all of this stuff myself, and it's all been fantastic, and I love it. And if I can help you in any way, please feel free to reach out. So that's it. If you have any questions, again, reach out. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more videos like this. It's really helping out the channel. We're doing really well, and there's going to be a lot more coming in the future, and there's going to be a lot of changes coming for 2024. There's going to be a new bow and new arrows and a whole bunch of new stuff that's going to be on this table come 2024. So stay tuned for those, and more videos coming in the future. And thanks for stopping in and checking out what we have to offer, and we'll see you on the next one.